for educational critical review and reaction is the late, great Jordan Maxwell.
Back in the pre-Adamic age. See, in our monotheistic traditions, such as what we've been learning throughout our lives and what have been written about anciently, there's literally been a number of things that have been erased in favor of relying heavily on various intermediates to deliver us from the chains of demonic or alien infiltration. Now we are wondering about something called incarnation, the idea of the serpent incarnate, or the serpent incarnation, either an army of serpents incarnating or one avatar incarnating, becoming the most dreaded and awful being of all, the Antichrist. Now, we've always heard of the intermediates, and they've been seen as only keys to opening the windows of heaven or the gates of hell. And in order for this to happen, there have to be those who consider themselves magicians to open up these portals. And a lot of people are saying, well, this can't be done, but it has been many times over with magicians like Aleister Crowley, John Dee, Ed Kelly, Jack Parsons. I could go down the list of many. And now we have scientists at CERN doing the dirty deeds. We have Geordie Rose, who runs Kindred and the D-Wave computers, saying it can be done. We have the power to do that. We can summon angels, demons, and even Lovecraftian creatures. And this is what we are doing now. This is what we're seeing now. And it just seems to me that a lot of the prophecies and a lot of the things that are being fulfilled in Israel are very effective, because it puts us back to the idea of something or some being wants to push the eschaton or create the end of the world or force the apocalypse. Some darker power that we're unaware of is pushing us towards an apocalypse or an Armageddon or an end of the world scenario. We've had witches that have cast spells on politicians. We've had counter exorcisms being done in Catholic churches in California to prevent problems. We had Thomas Sheridan saying that if the witches did this spell, the children would be harmed. We've been having so many horrible things happen to children as of late. I mean, what is happening here?
Well, I think what we're seeing is a collapse of the civilization on the earth. We're seeing a spiritual breaking happening with the human family. No matter what country you're in, the whole human race seems to be breaking up into something that we don't understand where we're going, where we're being led into. And it's frightening. This is what I was talking about before. I feel that the German people were led into some terrible catastrophe that we all look back on and remember. The whole country was ultimately led into following this chaotic destruction that was coming. And it looks like the world of mankind now is being led into some sort of an ultimate confrontation with the forces of darkness. And that's totally totally frightening to me, because the implications are horrendous. It seems to be that America is the Roman Empire, and we are collapsing just for the same reason why the Bible says, Jesus said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. We now have in America a house divided. It's just amazing to me what has happened to the Roman Empire. And this is the Roman Empire. America is the founding of the reestablishing of the Roman Empire. And so when you go back to the history of the Roman Empire and you see that it collapsed in the 5th century, I think that's what we are seeing, the complete and total collapse of the human civilization on the earth. We're being led, all of us in America, with our religious beliefs and our so-called modern-day technology, like Atlantis. We are being led somewhere that we're not going to want to be very soon. It's going to show itself that we have allowed ourselves to be brought into a confrontation with the spiritual forces of the universe. We are looking for serious trouble coming in this country, and ultimately in Israel, the Middle East, and all the other places that we're seeing the human family at odds with each other, warring against each other. There's some kind of a new world order being planned for us. and I see it as a demonic depravity. And I'm frightened to death at the implications of it, because I really feel very securely that we're going to wake up soon around the earth. People are going to begin to wake up to find out we have strayed from where we're supposed to be as a human family a long time ago.
Right.
And we are now heading for some terrible catastrophe.
I was going to ask you about because we had both Thomas Sheridan and Diablos Rex saying that that they believe that the biggest demon in the zeitgeist exists in social media and exists in the telephones and exists in the computers because of the fact that viral magic now can travel on the internet a lot quicker than the magic that was created by people like Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons and the other magicians. In fact, there was a New York Times article that was released, or actually was published, I think it was back on October 23rd, that was talking about how there were some people, in fact, one woman who works with Mark Zuckerberg said that she believes that there are devils in the telephones, literal devils in the telephones that are mesmerizing and putting the entire country, in the entire world, into a agreed upon trance. What do you say to that?
That's it. I totally agree with that. Yes, I am sure that there is something to that idea that our technology is actually given to us. There's no doubt in my mind our technology today is being given to us by higher spiritual powers. I have examples that I would use to show you that of things which have happened to me. Which I would take a few minutes to have to explain it to you, but I've had people explain to me how our world is being led by higher intellectual or spiritual powers that are leading us and giving us our technology and preparing us for something that's coming.
Are they like the aliens? Are these aliens, or are they demons? What are we experiencing? Who's handing us the technology? It is a very good question. I have been told things by people that were going to happen. I have had the opportunity to be told by certain people that had the ability to tell the future. And they tell me things which are going to happen 2 or 3 years in advance in minute detail. And it's just amazing the small and tiny parts of the story that is going to so-called happen to me, say 5 years from today, and they give you the date and the hour and the certain time that thing is going to happen, and who you're going to be with, and what you're going to be wearing, and where you're going to be, and what the person with you is going to be wearing, and what they're going to say. And this was years before it happened. And then when it happens, it dawns on me, my God, this is what I was told years ago was going to happen. So it implies that there is some kind of an overshadowing, I would say a Wi-Fi, so to speak, some sort of a Wi-Fi communication over us, and our brains are computers and our bodies are a battery. And so we are a walking computerized system. We are a biological battery with a brain as a computer, and so there must be some kind of a Wi-Fi system that we're calling the spirit world, where all humans can be talked to and being led by some kind of a higher power. And the Christians call them demons and devils, and and the jinns of the Muslim people. All of the ancient cultures of the world, as you say, talked about the presence of a spiritual power in the world. I want to talk about the dragon for a moment, because we all know that in the Bible it talks about the rise of the dragon, and it says that the dragon, or the serpent, or the dragon, is connected with what would be considered anomalies in the sky, or perhaps even solar storms or hemispheric dynamics. I mean, what do you attribute the dragon metaphor to? Is it a literal dragon, or is it, like I said, part of what we'd call hemispheric dynamics, maybe solar storms, maybe even something coming from space?
Well, according to the best astrological research, there is something called a dragon's head and a dragon's tail, which is the north and south node of the moon. It's a symbolic term that's used in astrology, ancient astrology. And this is what is, of course, at the bottom of almost all religions in the world as astro-theology. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are all three based on the astrology of the ancient Hindus. Hindu religion is the parent of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And the Hindu theology is, of course, based on the heavens. All the stars and the planets are all hidden in the metaphors and the symbolic terms that are used in Hindu religion. Is talking about astro-theology, or the study of the heavens. And I think this dragon is a part of the symbolism of ancient Hindu astrology. And it's actually referred to as the dragon's head and the dragon's tail. And you look it up in the dictionary, it will tell you it's the north and the south node of the moon in relation to astrology. So there is something going on that is directing the life of the earth.
And it's coming from space. It's coming from space, correct?
Yes, it's coming from space. No doubt about it.
When you talk about the dragon's head, the dragon's tail, I think of Ouroboros, the snake or the dragon that eats its tail, a representation of the end of the world, basically, that when that tail snaps, it means the universe snaps. But there are waiting for us out there something that wishes to make contact. And I have been reading about what is called technosignatures and biosignatures, that scientists now are looking into biosignatures. In fact, NASA has said that from now on, any mission that goes out into space has to have a mission of finding extraterrestrial life. SETI and METI right now, messages of extraterrestrial intelligence and seeking extraterrestrial intelligence, they are also saying that they are finding technosignatures as opposed to communications from aliens saying something out there is sending a message, fast radio bursts, sending out messages that we need to try and decode. So something is trying to speak to us from out there.
There's no doubt. That's exactly correct. I am totally convinced that there is something out there and it is contacting us. And there's a whole story about that written thousands of years ago. It's called the Theogony of Hesiod. And I've talked about this book called The Theogony of Hesiod. Hesiod was supposedly a herdsman, illiterate herdsman that lived thousands of years ago in ancient Greece. And he was visited by three angels when he was watching his herd at night. And these three angels said that they call themselves three muses, from which we get the word amusement or museum. And they were three angels that told Hesiod that the god over this particular area of the Milky Way galaxy, in this particular area of where our solar system is, because the galaxy is so large, it's divided up between the gods. And the god that is over our solar system was Zeus. And that Zeus was the creator, and he was the one who gave us life, and he was our God and our creator. Well, this is in the Theogony of Hesiod. And there's a whole story about how, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, but there was a scientist who developed the first radio telescope, and the angels told Hesiod that their God, the God over this universe, was in the constellation of Cassiopeia. The constellation of Cassiopeia is where the God over the earth lives, and that he is on a particular star in the Cassiopeia constellation. And so when this scientist, I can't remember his name right now, but he developed the first radio telescope. Well, he aimed his radio telescope to Cassiopeia and sent out a message, because obviously he had read what these angels had told. And he got back a message.
We'd just been talking with Nick Redfern about the Collins elite, about the relationships between the fallen ones, the aliens, and cosmology, and you also talked about cosmic theology. We also were talking about how the Collins family, one of the 13 bloodlines, their name actually comes from the word ocoilen, meaning the coiling snake.
We are being led. Entertainment, our technology, our movies, our television shows, we are all humans being misled into something right now. That's why I said to you before, I believe that Israel is being slowly but surely led into some sort of a confrontation with the dark forces of the universe that we don't even know exist. And it's frightening because we humans are one creation. We're all human on this earth, and we're all being led together into some kind of an ultimate conclusion to the life that we live, some sort of a destiny that we all share, and something very bad is coming. There's no doubt in my mind about it.
It feels like it. It definitely feels like it.
Add to that the fact that in the ancient world, there are all kinds of drawings and pictures and stories about gods that look like reptiles. I mean, in Egypt, they're reptilian gods. So as far as I'm concerned, there's too much smoke not to be a fire. And don't brush it off, because that very well might be something that's really going on here, and that we as a human family are being misled into some kind of a destiny we all are going to share together real soon. Something bad is coming to the world that we live in. And that's what's frightening me, because I know there's something to this.
I know it is terrifying, and I think that one of the things that's very misleading is that when we talk about reptilians, or we talk about shapeshifters, or we talk about all those things, I think people are expecting it to be something out of Hollywood, because Hollywood tends to they tend to create something and they make it more sensational, when a lot of shapeshifting and a lot of this type of activity is very simple. I mean, it's like I was discussing one of the interviews I saw of Eileen Warnos, who was the female serial killer. And one of the things I noticed about her is she's talking in this video. They're interviewing her before she's executed. And she's talking in this video, and all of a sudden she gets so angry and worked up because she goes into these terrifying mood swings and alterings of herself. And as she's talking, you notice how her face hollows out, and you see her cheeks start to hollow out, and you can see the bones beginning to protrude from her. And this isn't some, packet loss with the digital recorders or anything. You're seeing the cheeks begin to hollow out. You're seeing the eyes turn black. You're seeing the mouth, the upper half of her face, the jaw is protruding and jutting out as she's screaming and yelling and everything. And I swear it is the perfect example of someone who can shapeshift. And yes, people say they have seen people shapeshift into reptiles. I had Father Gary, who did the exorcism to protect Justice Kavanaugh, and he told me that during an exorcism, a woman coiled up like a snake. Jordan Maxwell, thank you so much for being on the program tonight and sharing with us your concerns for the future of humanity.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. I'm always open to do another show with you anytime.